Hi there, welcome back to Market Fatafat. Let's talk about the big event of the day then. And after over a week of political suspense, Devendra Fadnavis is all set to take oath as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. At Mumbai's Azad Maidan is gearing up to host the ceremony where political bigwigs, right from PM Modi to Chief Ministers of the NDA-ruled states, several celebrities and industrialists are likely to be in attendance. Times Network's Nilesh Shukla brings us the latest on this. Nilesh.
It is a grand event at Mumbai's iconic Azad Maidan. This comes big after the historic achievement by the Mahayuti Alliance partners. And not keeping our viewers in suspense, we'll just pan around our camera to show you the extent of security deployment currently seen at Azad Maidan. All the departments from Mumbai Police to SPG to commandos, all are present at site. And this is one of the VIP gates wherein the movements of VIP will be taking place very soon. As of now, the area has been cordoned off and media in particularly has not been allowed, not have been given access at moment. By late evening, it will be open to all the guests and dignitaries who will be present out here. And as you point out, all the VIPs from the NDA CM from different states will be present here. Celebrities and all the union cabinet ministers will also be finding space here. Amit Shah, JP Nadda and PM Modi himself will be arriving at around 5:30 p.m. and hence preparation is all at the peak at moment, and various traffic diversion is also seen at place. Now this becomes very significant because all the top leaders, not just from the BJP but from the NDA-led states, will be present into this iconic location. Multiple gates, multiple security barriers have been taken into place. Posters and banners are at every nook and corner of the city at moment. Currently, we can see how the Mahayuti flags from BJP to Shiv Sena to NCP to RPI, every party's flag is currently hoisted at the neighboring areas in surrounding to the Azad Maidan. Now, what we are also learning to know that PM Modi will be arriving by evening today through chopper. He will be landing at INS Vikrant, and then for thereon he will be traveling to the Azad Maidan on 4 wheels.
All right, moving on from that, we will keep getting details of that ceremony, of the swearing-in ceremony for Devendra Fadnavis as the Chief Minister of Mumbai. But let's get Foram M.Chheda, who's the founder of ChartAnalytics, on the technical charts now. And of course, Gaurav is joining us back. Let's get going with all the stocks that are in focus now. Then coming to you first, Foram, you have picked out Paytm for us. Foram, tell us, what are you seeing on the charts for this one, Paytm? On the charts, tell us where do you see the price movement for this particular stock? It is in fact gaining 2%. It's up 2% in trading session today. In fact, in the last 1 month, it has given that reversal after that blowout in the stock. 25% odd gains coming in on Paytm from here on. Do you see this momentum to continue?
Well, yeah, if we see Paytm, it has, I would say it's outperformed even the leading index like Nifty. One is that if we started off with a base formation in the month of, say, March to around June, July, and then we saw consistent upward rally. Technically, it has been forming like higher tops and higher bottoms, and it's been a very consistent move, indicating that the trend is very much intact, that is bullish. It has been comfortably moving above the multiple moving averages of 50, 100 and 200. So it's indicating that it's not only in the near term, but even the underlying trend is quite bullish. So overall, even if the stock has to retrace or correct a little, it will bring in some buying opportunities. So even currently, as you rightly made a mention that it's up around 2%, it has given a breakout and marks a 52-week high as well. But we've seen very good increase, or I would say it's more of accumulation that we've seen in the stock from the past couple of months. So which is showing that there has been accumulation, there is buying happening, and it is showing potential for the stock to move up higher. So overall, I am bullish on the stock. So those who have the stock can continue to hold on to it and look for higher targets of closer to around 1020. And one can maintain a very strict stop loss below the levels of 890. For fresh buying, I would suggest it's advisable to wait, but it's only for those who've been holding on to the stock.
That's the take coming in on Paytm. Gaurav, you've picked out HDFC Bank. You know, this one continues to sit at fresh highs. Tell us what's the news plan. I believe it's on the back of a brokerage note today.
Well, yes. When we talk about HDFC Bank, now the bank has been at a 52-week high level even today. But when we talk about brokerages, we have got JP Morgan, who has maintained neutral rating and a target price of 1,750 rupees. So a little bit of pessimistic call is what they are giving on HDFC Bank. And the reason being that they are calling HDFC Bank as safe haven. They are saying that the bad macros that we are seeing right now is something which is actually helping with the stocks micro. And that is the reason why we are seeing HDFC Bank stock going up. But what they are expecting is that in FY26, we may see macro situations improving, and that is the time when they believe that the stock will start giving up the gains that we are seeing right now. Other than that, what they are saying is that the main constraint for the bank right now is the growth of HDFC Bank, because we have seen loan book has been slowing down for HDFC Bank. Lastly, when we talk about some of the preferences, now JP Morgan says that they would prefer banks like ICICI Bank or Kotak Bank over HDFC Bank. But once again, when we talk about stock performance, it is up 0.4%, and it is again at a 52-week high level. The stock has given more than 20% returns in the last 6 months itself. So definitely watching out on this giant.
HDFC Bank is also in focus on the back of a brokerage note, continues to do well for itself. Let's talk about persistent systems, because remember, even in the first half of the trading day when the market was beaten down, this was one stock that continued to hold on to the greens and continues to gain right now also 1.5% almost higher. This is on the back of a CLSA note coming in, wherein they've given an outperform call on this stock and raised the target price to 8,462 rupees per share. They believe there are multiple growth drivers and margin levers leading to much higher estimates for this stock. They believe that amongst the entire IT pack, the stock is operating in a different league on the back of a unique set of capabilities. They have increased both near-term and long-term revenue growth forecasts, and they've also forecast a 21% US dollar sales CAGR over FY25 to FY27. They have increased their EBIT margin assumption for FY27 to 16.2% from a prior 15.5%. So that's a significant uptick coming on that front as well. Very bullish note coming in on persistent systems, and the stock is up in fact 1.3% as we speak.
Alright, that's persistent from the IT pack. That is the top sectoral gainer. In fact, persistent LTI Mindtree also in fact is doing pretty well, 1.5% gains coming in. Foram, that's the name that you've picked out for us. It has given some really good returns in the last 1 month. Also, it has moved up 11%. Last 6 months returns also 35% returns. Tell us, do you see more upside on this counter?
Well, definitely, I am seeing some kind of potential up move overall in this particular stock. Now, if we talk about it from like a technical perspective, it formed more like a double top at the levels of around 6,550. That is in the month of September, October, and then we saw a steep decline. Thereafter, we have seen quite a consistent up move, which has crossed even the 100-day as well as the 50-day moving average, indicating that short term as well as the intermediate term, the trend has been bullish. Now, currently, what we're seeing is the stock is up by around 1.5%, and the IT stocks have been doing pretty well. If you look at TCS, for example, is doing well today. It's a good breakout from a swing trading perspective, and so is LTI. So LTI is now taking out or breaking out from its previous recent high and indicating a buying opportunity even from a trading perspective, as well as those who are investors can continue to hold on to it. And secondly, at the volumes, which has seen a marginally consistent increase in volume, is supporting this overall trend. And importantly, the RSI as an indicator has shown some positive divergence, where the stock price had not yet given a breakout, but where RSI had started already trending up higher. So overall, it did give a signal of an early entry. So thus one can consider buying the stock at even current levels with a very strict stop loss below the levels of around 6,100, and can look for an initial higher target of around 6,600 and then around 6,750.
The upsides that Forum is spotting when it comes to that stock. Let's for LTI Mindtree, that is, let's keep it going with the IT pack, because if you take a look at today's trade, IT has been the clear outperformer, and Samir Arora makes a case to look at tech plays on the back of positive commentary from management. And here's a snippet of our chat with him that we had earlier in the day.
We like IT, we have liked it for the last 4-5 months on the basis that everywhere else you are still having negative short-term outlook, if not long-term outlook. And in IT, at least the commentary will be positive. Now, this 7-8% looks low, but if first of all, that is pakka that it is 7-8%, and then you hope that in a year or two it becomes 12-15%, then you are okay with it. So on a relative basis, because after the budget and after the elections, we got negative on the PSU type names and these economically sensitive names, so that all these we sold, and then we didn't know what to buy, so we bought IT. And so it's not some massive return that you are expecting, but it might be better than equal to the market.
All right, moving on then. Coming to you, Gaurav, you've picked up Tejas Networks for us. Tell us what's the news flow here?
So Tejas Network is in focus, and the reason being that the company has been selected as a broadband equipment supplier for the state-led BharatNet last mile connectivity project in Tamil Nadu. Now the special purpose vehicle has been set up by government of Tamil Nadu along with Polycab as a master system integrated. When we talk about this system, this is actually a very optimistic system from the government. BharatNet LMC project is seeking to extend affordable high-speed connectivity to around 50,000 government institutes, public health centers and schools from the nearest BharatNet side. Now what company is saying is that they are also being a little optimistic. When we talk about Tejas management, they are saying is that Tejas is emerging as a technology partner of choice for both domestic as well as international FTTH rollout. And as a result, when we talk about the overall stock performance, although it is not showing any kind of improvement, it was up in the morning. So definitely watching out on how it pans out for investors of Tejas Network.
So Tejas Networks is in focus. Let's keep it going with the tech check then. And Foram, you've picked out Spark on the charts, Sun Pharma Advanced Research. Now if I take a look at the year-to-date basis, the stock is heavily under pressure, giving negative returns of anywhere between 25 and 30%. Tell us what's the outlook going ahead, and are you forecasting better days on the charts for this stock at least?
Well, actually, if you look at it, the stock price since May has been in a very narrow range, and in fact, now the stock price, instead of falling, has now started moving in a very sideward range. The most important part over here was that the stock price formed like a lower bottom, whereas from month of October till November. However, an indicator like RSI, it has started forming like a higher bottom. So from a very contra trade perspective, I'm considering the stock that one can consider buying the stock even at the levels of around 208, which is like a support level near the 50-day moving average. And a very strict stop loss is at around the levels of around 202, and can look for a higher target of closer to around 234 to 235. So it's like from a risk reward perspective, it seems to be quite good. And as far as the volumes are concerned, there is some accumulation seen. And the most important thing is that the stock price is now crossed above 50 as well as 100, so indicating there is a bit of change in trend.
All right, moving on from Spark to the stocks that have hit fresh record highs. That's Zomato and Swiggy that have hit record highs today. In fact, today as the firms have got brokerage upgrades coming in, CLSA has maintained an outperform rating on Zomato and raised its target price to 370 per share. In fact, today is the first day that Zomato managed to cross the 300 levels that brokerages have been talking about. It touched 300 today for the first time. But citing robust levers for growth, the company is CLSA is maintaining an outperform for Zomato. The target price, like I mentioned, is 370 now. The forecast, the upside of a potential over 32% from the last closing price of 280 on NSE. Now, the Bernstein has also come out and maintaining an outperform rating on Zomato and have given a target price of 335 rupees. Now, Bernstein said that Zomato has a wider city presence than Swiggy, while the latter has higher frequency of users, and that gross order value or GOV per restaurant is much higher for Zomato. Now, meanwhile, Motilal Oswal said Swiggy's food delivery business is on a strong footing and is a part of a stable duopoly. The tug of war in the market share is not likely to alter valuations unless there is a meaningful change in the growth outlook. And that's the word coming in from the brokerages. On the back of that, Zomato up 5%, Swiggy also up 5% in trade.
Both of these food delivery and quick commerce players are doing pretty well. But on that note, as we slip into a short break, here's something interesting about quick commerce, because that has taken the country by storm and could rightly be also called the biggest disruptor in the year gone by. But as price wars take center stage and more players vie for the pie, who will emerge as the big winner? We take a deep dive into this very interesting ecosystem. Take a look.